Hey, so today I wanted to really briefly talk about this series of 4 books that I got absolutely obsessed with a couple weeks ago, and I've been meaning to make a video about it, and other things. Yeah, I was obsessed with it. I read all 4 books in under 48 hours. I read it while I should have been sleeping. I read it on all of my coffee and lunch breaks at work. I read it like I'd get in the car to go home from work and be like, okay, I'm just gonna read a little bit like while my car warms up because it's really fucking cold. Um, and I was just obsessed. The book series is called The Guild Codex Demonized by Annette Marie. And the first book in the series is called Taming Demons for Beginners. Obviously, I got them all on my Kindle because I was reading them very late at night on my phone. So yeah, this was the book. This was the first one. It's really, really good. I really enjoyed it. So this is the blurb of the book. Rule 1, don't look at the demon. When I arrived at my uncle's house, I expected my relatives to be like me, outcast sorcerers who don't practice magic. I was right about the sorcery, but wrong about everything else. Rule 2, don't listen to the demon. My uncle chose a far deadlier power. He calls creatures of darkness into our world, binds them into service contracts, and sells them to the highest bidder. And I'm supposed to act like I don't know how illegal and dangerous it is. Rule 3, don't talk to the demon. All I had to do was keep my nose out of it. Pretend I didn't find the summoning circle in the basement. Pretend I didn't notice the shadowy being trapped inside it. Pretend I didn't break the rules. But I did, and now it's too late. So the books follow a girl named Robin who ends up at her uncle's house and subsequently finds a demon trapped in the summoning circle and ends up feeding him cookies. It's a whole thing. I don't know how to explain books. I don't really know how to review them. I guess what I'm trying to get at is I really, really liked this book so much that I downloaded the next one. And like I said, I read all 4 within 48 hours. So the whole series itself is taming demons for beginners, slaying monsters for the feeble, hunting fiends for the ill-equipped, and delivering evil for experts. I don't really want to go into like a big long explanation about why they're good. It's urban fantasy. There's a slow burn romance. Spoilers. It was fun, and it was nice to read something that gripped me this much because I get very obsessive with what I read. I just have to read all of it very quickly. And so for me to find something that I actually like obsessed with the whole way through instead of dropping it, say 2 books in or 3 books in, like I was in the whole time. This author also wrote, I think there's 7 more books. There's a side character who is the main character of these other 7 books. And I straight up told myself that I am not allowed to read those ones right now because I have so many other things to do, and I know I will just obsessively read all 7 in a row because I'm really enjoying this author's work. And if the other 7 are as good as these 4 were, I'm in. Things I think that could have been done better. There is a fairly major plot point midway through that, like I said, involves characters that are the main characters of one of the other book series of hers. And that little like plot side thing never gets fully resolved in a way that I felt was satisfying. I 100% understand that the reason it was done like that is because she wanted to tell the climax of that story in the book where that actually happens, right? Where these are the main characters and this is the thing that is happening to them. I understand why. But as a reader who didn't want to read anything else because I was like, I cannot get sucked into a different thing, it was a little frustrating. And to me, it's just something that I don't know how else she would have done it. I think maybe there could have been a mention at the end of the 4th book that it had been more taken care of. And even just a subtle throwaway, I think would have been better than just like, did they just forget that they were supposed to like help this other guy and it didn't work once, so then they just like dipped out? Like, that is a little bit of an issue for me. Not a huge one, but you know, I'm talking about the book. So the very slow burn romance between the two main characters, Robin, who's our narrator, and then I'm not gonna get this right. They even explain the pronunciation. I'm still not gonna get it right. Zailes. There we go. Close enough. Is really well done. It starts with a very believable sort of, I wouldn't even call it friendship, but like, I'm trying to think of a good word to describe it, like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type thing, and it progresses to friendship, progresses to kind of a romance, and it works so well. And Annette Marie has done such a good job writing these characters. You feel like they very much could be real people, or in the one case, a demon. But like Robin, for example, is, I think, a very, very fun protagonist because she is, I mean, she's very like lots of us, right? Doesn't like confrontation, likes books. Sorry, I'm making a generalization, but that's me. And she is very capable. She thinks on her feet. She was a very fun protagonist to follow. Definitely was like, oh, girl, come on, like, pick it up a little bit faster. But for the most part, I really, really enjoyed her as a character, and her characterization was on point. Jesus Christ, Xyles. His characterization is also very good. Watching his sort of transformation as a character was incredibly enjoyable, specifically relating to the cat, which, if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. The very cute kitten that he befriends, and that was just like the peak moment for me, because nothing is more attractive than a man that loves small animals. Sorry, for clarification, my cat is sitting right over there. He's been a little bit sick lately, and he's been grumpy with me because I'm giving him his medicine. And yeah, now he's less grumpy. Here, I wonder if I can. Whoop. Oh, there's my boy. Look at him. Hey, Boo. This is Boo. He's a very cute boy. Yeah, you're a good boy. He's like, fuck off, Mom. Anyway, point is, the characterizations were done really well. The side characters were quite well developed, specifically Amelia, which is Robin's cousin, who is around for basically the whole book. They have sort of an enemies to friends relationship because Amelia originally thinks that Robin is like lying to her, and there's a bunch of stuff, and they have their own very reasonable like friend conclusion and arc. Amelia has her own stuff going on, which I appreciated. Characterization of Tori and the other characters that appear in the other 7 books were all quite, they were good. I feel like, and some of the other side characters as well, I feel like none of the other side characters were as well developed as Amelia. In that defense, she was the one around the most. But here's the thing, right? There was a lot of characters. This is a very deep, expansive world that Annette Marie has seemed to create. And I think what that can lead to is some of these characters weren't maybe as fleshed out as I would have liked to see, but at the same time, they have their own stories, so that's also fine, because I'm not just being left in the dark about them. There is other work out there that fills in those blanks, and I am super okay with that. Let's see, other things I want to touch on. I'm so sorry, this review has been very, very scattered, because I am very scatterbrained and didn't take notes because I was reading this in my bed in the middle of the night. And only after the 4th book, because I don't actually use Kindle very often, only after the 4th book did I realize there's a way to like highlight things, which, okay. So now that I know that, should be a little bit better. But I started making notes for this, and I just didn't know where I wanted this to go, and I just wanted to sit here and rant about how fucking good these were, because they were very, very good, and they were enjoyable for me, and they were feel-good, fun books to read that had a happy ending that, I don't know, sometimes you just need that, right? I liked these characters, I liked this world, the magic system was interesting, everything was just fun and good, and I felt something in my cold, black, withered heart. And that's good enough for me. The only other thing, and I wouldn't even really call this like a gripe or anything I'm upset about, I just think it's worth noting, the climax of the fourth book, when they pull through one of the female demons and then the big bad guy like merges with the female demon, it's a thing, it's hard to explain. I do wish we just got that tiniest little bit more of the demon being in there. I know that was sort of the climax, there's really nothing else you could do. I just really wish we would have gotten just a little bit more about that female demon merging, and maybe just a little bit more to that fight, because it was such a cool concept. It was built up for so much, and it did have a very satisfying conclusion. I just wish it would have tied in a little better. I think personally, okay, and I'm not trying to step on toes, if it had been me writing it, which, I mean, no, because this was really good, but like, I think the only thing for me is that female demon at the end, when they pulled her through the portal, should have been a female demon, specifically the head female demon, I think, that, that Xylus knew from years previous. I just think that would have been a really neat way to tie in the fact that he lived with these female demons for a while, because it got touched on, and that him living with female demons had a point. It wasn't in there for no reason. Like, it made perfect sense. I liked the way it was done. I just feel like there would have been this really nice like through line and circle if the female demon that he had been protected by or whatever had been the female demon they'd pulled through that portal at the end, because it really just would have tied it up nicely, wrapped in a bit of a bow, especially when at the very end, one of the things that Robin does to try to stop this demon is say that she is Xylus's like chosen person, essentially, and that like stops the demon in her tracks briefly. And I just think that that would have been a really good moment, because it would have been the female demon seeing this young boy that she kind of helped raise that then became a man, and seeing that sort of come full circle. And yeah, that's the only thing I would have maybe changed, but I mean, it was great regardless. That's my take. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed these books. I was so excited about them. I am like counting down the days till I let myself read the other 7, because I think once I start that series, I'm not going to stop, and it'll probably take me about a week. So I have to get some other work done. I have to read some other books, because I have a lot of stuff to do, and I have a lot of books on my TBR pile, and I really shouldn't buy more and then immediately read them, because I have all of these books that are screaming at me to be read. But yeah, so thank you for watching my review. I'm sorry it was all over the place. I just really needed to get out how much I loved this series. I really, really hope that maybe somebody picks it up. They seem to be pretty popular, just looking at like Goodreads reviews and Amazon reviews and stuff like that. Seems like she's doing pretty good for herself, in regards to how many people know about these books. So it's not like it's a small thing, but it was really good. It was really, really good. It made me happy. Yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.